The quality tools. The following is a summary of more than 24 of the most widely known tools, organized into 8 categories. 1. 7 basic tools. These tools are used to define and analyze discrete processes that usually produce quantitative data. 1. Flowchart or run chart or stratification. It is a type of diagram that represents an algorithm, workflow or process, showing the steps as boxes of various kinds and their order by connecting them with arrows. 2. Cause and effect diagram. It is a diagram based technique that helps you identify all of the likely causes of the problems you are facing. 3. Pareto chart. It is a type of chart that contains both bars and a line graph, where individual values are represented in descending order by bars and the cumulative total is represented by the line. 4. Check sheet. It is a form used to collect data in real time at the location where the data is generated. 5. Control chart. It is a graph used to study how a process changes over time. 6. Histogram. It is a graphical representation of the distribution of numerical data. 7. Scatter diagram. It is a tool for analyzing relationships between two variables plotted on the horizontal axis and the vertical axis. Second, new management and planning tools. The 7 MP tools listed in an order that moves from abstract analysis to detailed planning are: 1. Affinity diagram. It is a tool that gathers large amounts of language data, ideas, opinions, issues and organizes them into groupings based on their natural relationships. 2. Interrelationship diagram. It is an analysis tool that allows a team to identify the cause and effect relationships among critical issues. 3. Tree diagram. It breaks down broad categories into finer and finer levels of detail. 4. Matrix diagram. It shows the relationship between 2, 3 or 4 groups of information. 5. Matrix data analysis or priorities matrix. It is a structured method of establishing the relative priority and sequencing of alternatives regarding an issue, objective or goal. 6. Arrow diagrams or activity network diagram. It is used when scheduling and monitoring tasks within a complex project or process with interrelated tasks and resources. 7. Process decision program chart. It systematically identifies what might go wrong in a plan under development. Third, cause analysis tools. These tools can be used to conduct root cause analysis for a problem or situation. 1. Fishbone Ishikawa diagram. It identifies possible causes for an effect or problem. 2. Pareto chart. It is a type of chart that contains both bars and a line graph, where individual values are represented in descending order by bars and the cumulative total is represented by the line. 3. Scatter diagram. It is a tool for analyzing relationships between two variables. 4. Evaluation and decision-making tools. This includes evaluating project results. 1. Decision matrix. It is a list of values in rows and columns that allow an analyst to systematically identify, analyze and rate the performance of relationships between sets of values and information. 2. Multi-voting. It is a group decision-making technique used to reduce a long list of items to a manageable number by means of a structured series of votes. Fifth, process analysis tools. These tools can be used to understand a work process or some part of a process. 1. Flowchart. It is a type of diagram that represents an algorithm, workflow or process, showing the steps as boxes of various kinds and their order by connecting them with arrows. 2. Failure Mode Effects Analysis FMEA. It is a systematic, proactive method for evaluating a process to identify where and how it might fail and to assess the relative impact of different failures in order to identify the parts of the process that are most in need of change. 3. Mistake proofing. It is the use of any automatic device or method that either makes it impossible for an error to occur or makes the error immediately obvious once it has occurred. 4. Spaghetti diagram. It is used to identify redundancies in the workflow and opportunities for process improvement. Sixth, data collection and analysis tools. These tools can be used to collect or analyze data. 1. Box and whisker plot. It is a convenient way of graphically depicting groups of numerical data through their quartiles. 2. Check sheet. It is a form used to collect data in real time at the location where the data is generated. 3. Control chart. It is a graph used to study how a process changes over time. 4. Design of experiments. It is a systematic method to determine the relationship between factors affecting a process and the output of that process. 5. Histogram. It is a graphical representation of the distribution of numerical data. 6. Scatter diagram. It is a tool for analyzing relationships between two variables. 7. Stratification. It separates the data so that patterns can be seen. 8. Survey. It is a general view, examination or description of someone or something. 7th, idea creation tools. These tools help you look at processes in new ways and identify unique solutions. 1. Brainstorming. It is a group creativity technique by which efforts are made to find a conclusion for a specific problem by gathering a list of ideas spontaneously contributed by its members. 2. Mind maps. It is a diagram used to visually organize information. 3. Edward de Bono's 6 thinking hats. It is a simple, effective parallel thinking process that helps people be more productive, focused and mindfully involved. Each thinking role is identified with a colored symbolic thinking hat. 4. Affinity diagrams. It is a tool that gathers large amounts of language data, ideas, opinions, issues and organizes them into groupings based on their natural relationships. 5. Use of analogies. It helps organizations to comprehend change, including the meaning and potential of new technologies, systems and processes. 8th, project planning and implementation tools. These tools help manage an improvement project. 1. Gantt chart. It is a horizontal bar chart that provides a graphical illustration of a schedule that helps to plan, coordinate and track specific tasks in a project. 2. Plan, Do, Check, Act PDCA cycle or Plan, Do, Study, Act PDSA cycle. It is an iterative 4-step management method used in business for the control and continuous improvement.
Summary. After going through this module, it is now known that if an organization or individual is to be more successful at improvement in healthcare, one must recognize that it embodies a science encompassing a range of disciplines from quality tools to human psychology. Quality tools are just a means to the end and not the end. Given that the majority of our healthcare leaders and professionals have not been exposed to this science, there is a need to address this deficiency through widespread education and training. One must realize that for healthcare to improve, it is not enough to do one's best. One must know what to do and then do one's best.
Keywords: continuous improvement. It is a linear, incremental improvement within an existing process. Innovation. It is something newly introduced, a new method, custom, or device, or perhaps a change in the way of doing things. Healthcare. It is the diagnosis, treatment, and prevention of disease, illness, injury, and other physical and mental impairments in human beings. Further readings: